Hey.
Scotty McCreary, and he's wearing one of Sebastian's sweaters. Scotty, you don't know that Sebastian typically wears something very colorful, and then everybody comments how beautiful he looks, and I just sit over here and do nothing. And
oh man,
you guys match up. It's nice.
There we go. So today we'll just talk about how beautiful I look.
How beautiful you look in the sweater.
It's great. Yeah. Thank you.
It's really stunning, bro. Thank you for wearing such a beautiful garment on our show.
Only for y'all.
And time's up. So thanks so much for coming.
So thanks for being on Daddy versus Doctor. Really do appreciate it. And we were just talking prior to you getting on, and I think I was actually at this show. Yeah. I went to every American Idol finale for like the first, I don't know, 12 seasons. Yeah.
It's sort of like stalking.
Well, you know what? It was, for us, it was, I don't know. American Idol was like a part of the fabric.
It is. We watch every weekend. My wife and I remember when you won. Congratulations. I mean, amazing.
Wow. Thank you. It feels like another lifetime ago. But back then it was like everybody was there. We were seeing like, that was my first time at a show where you'd see like the place cards at the seats, like who was going to be sitting here. And they're like, oh my God, they're going to be here. It was a big deal.
So when you went on American Idol, had you done a lot prior to that, or was this kind of your first introduction to live performance and TV and what have you?
I had done like showcases and stuff around town. I had done like coffee shops with 3 people listening to you, that kind of thing, but never like a big stage, cameras, people watching, all that kind of stuff. It was that was kind of a big leap for me.
Now, while you were on the show, were you calling back home to your parents and like critiquing the other people, saying, you know what, I got this, these people stink? Or was it very competitive, or were you guys like, because I know if I was on there as a comedian, I would have been like, my dad, these people ain't any good, I got this. Was there any of that with you?
Got no shot. You probably got a lot more confidence than me. Mine was quite the opposite. Like I was like, why the heck am I even here? Everybody here is such a much better singer. Like I'm just over here. I'm here for the ride until they kick me out of here. So luckily they never did kick me out. It ended up being a fun ride, but I did not think all that was going to happen by any means. No. And I was a minor, so I didn't even have to call back my parents. My mom and dad were living with me out in LA. So it was I was 17, I guess, at that point. Yeah.
Wow. So going with you went through at such a young age, now starting a family, having a family of your own, would you recommend the entertainment business to your own kid, or?
Oh man, that's a good question. I would let him, if he wants to do it, I would try to help him in every way possible. I'm not sure. I want to steer him towards music for sure, but man, the entertainment business, I mean, it's dog eat dog out there. Nobody's really looking out for you like they say they are. They're just, everybody wants theirs too. So if you wanted to go that route, then sure. But I'm not sure it'd be from my pushing by any means.
So you have a 3-month-old now?
3 months.
Oh my God! So how's it going?
Losing his mind.
Are you getting some sleep? You look like you're awake.
Oh, that's just I'm still 28, 29, so that's just a young age. But no, I'm getting more than Mama is. I'm doing okay. I'm waking up in the morning. I'm like, how did he sleep last night? And she was like, you didn't hear him wake up 5 times. But I was like, no, I didn't. But little by little, he's getting there, sleeping through the night a little more every single week, I feel like.
Yeah, 4 months. That will be the turnaround. Hopefully sleeping through the night.
Hey, your lips to God's ears, my man, please.
Right.
So you're on tour right now, right? Is that right? You're on tour right now? So
yeah, we're out there.
Is the family with you on tour, or do you take them with, or are they back home?
So the first part of this year, it's just going to be me, but starting in March, we're bringing out a baby bus. So we're going to have the whole family out there for the Brooks and Dunn tour. It's going to be a big old thing. One of the bunks is going to be a crib. We'll have the pack and play in the back. Like it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So
mobile nursery. That's awesome.
That's why the man looks so rested.
Yeah.
he don't have his family with him right now. Okay.
Man, I do sleep a lot at the moment on the road. I'm sleeping a lot more than I am back home for sure.
That's right. This is what we do. When you go on the road and you have a family, you catch up on all your sleep, because come March, when he's on the bus, and I don't know how this is going to work. I credit you for bringing the family on the bus, because you're on that bus, you hit one bump or whatever, you know, you're up, man. And God knows the kid might be up for the rest of the night. So
God.
You might have to rethink this, bro.
Well, I'll tell you after the first week of March. We'll check back in.
So now that you have a kid, and I ask all the people kind of in the entertainment business when it comes to raising a family, especially a touring artist like yourself, moving forward, are you going to bring the family out a lot on tour? Or how do you balance this wild touring schedule with also being a father and trying to instill, you know, the values, the morals in your kid while you're in Fort Lauderdale doing I've struggled with this myself, going, am I present enough as a dad? And I try to find out what the balance is. Have you thought about this at all? And could you shed some light on maybe what you're going to try and do?
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely a thought that goes through my mind a lot, especially like you said. I mean, we're probably out there doing north of 100 shows right now a year. So we're getting after it. And Fort Lauderdale sounds nice. Normally, you know, in the dead of winter, we're heading up to Canada or Idaho or somewhere where it's below freezing. But it's one of those things. Luckily in country music, we typically just tour Thursday through Saturday, Thursday through Sunday. So I'm normally at least home Sunday through Wednesday typically, so I can be there for the family and help out and do things. And I do think I'm already thinking like down the road, like at this point, you know, he's growing up and he's changing so much, but like there's only so much I can do at this point. Mama's kind of handling most of the stuff going on right now, but once he gets a little older, I think I'll probably be cutting that 100 shows a year in half, so I can be there at the ball games, you know, coaching third base, and so I can, you know, do all those things. So we'll see, but it's definitely a balance, and I'm still brand new here, so I haven't got it figured out by any means. But I guess we'll live and learn.
Well, speaking of your wife, she's a pediatric nurse.
Yeah, she was over there at Duke Hospital in Carolina.
Okay, so do you at all, you know, because being
no, I mean, she's being the mom, she's already the expert, and she's the expert on top of being an expert. So you got it taken care of. So I don't know how it is, right? You like everything's deferred to her. She knows it all.
Yeah, I'm clueless. No matter what happens, I'm like, what do we do here? What do we do here? She's got it down pat. Now,
is her personality, is she pretty laid back? Because one, she knows it, and then, you know, new mama, she's like, everything good, or still the pediatric side goes by the wayside and I'm in mommy mode?
Yeah, me and her are very similar. We are laid back. We go with the flow. You kind of have to when you live a life like this and you're going to California one day and then you got to fly to New York. And I mean, you kind of just have to roll with the punches, go with the flow. And she's great at that too. And she kind of calms my nerves, because like if I hear him coughing or something, I'm like, hey, what the heck's going on here? And she just, hey, he's fine. He's just coughing. And everybody, I don't know, but little things like that will trigger me, and she'll be the one that kind of lets me, takes me back down to earth and ease my nerves for sure.
No, that's huge. Having that perspective, you know, having the pediatric side and having that perspective, and then you have your child and already sort of knowing I've seen that or heard about that, it alleviates so much anxiety. And she's lucky to have you who listens to her, because in my house, I'm the expert and my wife still wouldn't listen to me. She would ask me a question, and then she would call her two friends, which each had their own first baby, and then she'd weigh the information equally. So I would call her friends and plant information so that at least they would tell her what I would say. So at least I got some saying something. So
getting ahead of the game. I like it. Wow. Yeah, that's par for the course, right?
So you're, I mean, fairly young. I mean, I had a kid at 45 for the first time, right? You're 29. So
29.
29. And how old were you when you had your first kid?
Yeah, 30s.
30s. All right. Now, seeing that, you seem like you grew up
You saw I didn't know the answer to that. I just
in your 30s.
It was 30s. Yeah, exactly. You saw I didn't want to do any math. I know it was somewhere in the mid 30s. Yes,
Mid 30s.
exactly.
Well, I mean, 29 nowadays is fairly, I don't know, young.
Right.
You know, a lot of people are having kids in their 30s and what have you. Me, mid 40s, which is, that's a whole other
You're a
story.
late bloomer.
But, you know, you're 17, you win American Idol. You know, I have a feeling that, and just by talking to you within the last, 10 to 15 minutes, you seem like a man well beyond his years as far as maturity, 28, 29 years old. Do you see that in yourself that, kind of having to grow up really fast, touring and what have you at such a young age that you're a man beyond your years, or do you feel like you still got placenta on you?
It probably depends on the situation and where I'm at. If I'm with the boys and we're reminiscing on a Friday night, it's like I haven't learned a thing and I'm back to being a teenager again. But when it comes to like business dealings and stuff, I mean, not many 17-year-olds are having to hold meetings with attorneys in Los Angeles and sign contracts that are papers taller than you, and you have to know what all's going on. So you kind of got to learn to grow up quick. You got to learn to get some thick skin at a young age, and all that kind of happened for me young. But like I said, it depends on the situation and what's going on for sure.
Now, your parents were with you when you were 17 at American Idol. Were they very instrumental in your career early on, and are they still a part of your whatever management team, or are they still influential in what you're doing?
He's like, nope.
Yeah. I mean, early on, they kind of had to be. Every paper I signed, they had to sign. But no, nowadays, it's really just me and my team back in Nashville, and we're rocking and rolling. It took me a while, but I finally got my squad in town that's like believers. You got to have people that believe in you, to really succeed. And I'm not sure I really had that early on in my career, but nowadays, man, we're rocking and rolling. We're just having fun too, not thinking about it. And so Mom and Dad, they just kind of rest easy back in North Carolina, and we kind of hit the road, and we're all set nowadays.
So I saw, Scotty, you're a big Red Sox fan. I was born in Boston.
Yeah.
I got one of the joys of my life, a bucket list item. I got to take a couple months ago to my 14-year-old to Fenway, take her on the field, take a tour, and it was just like one of these daddy-daughter moments that was great. What's the link
awesome.
with the Boston teams and you?
Yeah, so my dad's from up there. He's from the Seacoast area.
Okay.
So he was born like very southern tip of Maine, like Kittery, Elliott, and then like Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So he was a bleacher creature back in the day, getting $5 seats to Fenway and all that stuff. So he kind of raised me that way. It was a nice growing up 20 years with the Red Sox winning. Like the Patriots were winning the Super Bowl every other year. Like he was like, this was not how I grew up. You're spoiled and all this, but nowadays we're coming back to earth a little bit.
Well, it's funny. That's why everybody says out here that I'm a bandwagon guy. And I go, no, you don't understand. When I grew up, the Red Sox were, in their 80-year drought. Celtics were between Bird and Pierce, never won. Patriots never won. And now we just happen to have really great teams. So it's fun to watch. Yeah.
So I got a side note here, and I don't even know if. Well, I'll just ask you. Apparently, you're friends with my wife's parents and family. Is that right?
Yeah.
You guys are laughing. Is that?
Good people, man. Yeah.
This whole episode is your relatives.
What's the connection?
I'm actually up here right now. So I still live in North Carolina. I never made the move to Nashville. To me, like North Carolina's home. I got the beach. I got the mountains here. Pinehurst if I want to go golf. So I never really wanted to leave. So in the mountains, we go to Linville Ridge a lot, which is where they're at.
I was going to say, is he at your in-laws' place?
Okay.
Is that one of their places?
So he goes to Linville Ridge with my father-in-law is the developer of Linville Ridge. I didn't know you would go. Did you go up there in the summer? Yeah.
So I mean, I love to ski too. So we're here kind of all year long. But But yeah, we just built there, so now we'll be up there a lot more playing golf in the summer and all that stuff. So
you guys will have to hit the ball together.
Come on.
I'm the, bro, listen, I'm there over the 4th of July weekend, dying to get out of the family.
Get out of the house.
So
I hear you.
So you golf? You golf?
Love it, man. Yep. I was a little better before I had my kid. I played a lot more golf then than I do nowadays, but I do love it.
I love you met the guy 5 minutes ago. You invited him. I've never been invited, and you're already getting beers and playing golf. It's fine.
He's got a house.
That's fine.
there.
That's fine. It's all right. I'll just be over here. Yeah. No, you guys should do that. That sounds
More
great.
than welcome. You'll have to come join.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, listen, bro, we know you're busy. You're on the road. Thank you for taking some time to talk to us. Definitely have to play some golf over the summer up at Linville Ridge. And we wish you the best with your 3-month-old. And we appreciate you talking to us.
Congratulations on all your success.
Hey.
Really awesome.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Enjoyed chatting with you. And we'll see y'all on down the road, fellas.
You got it.
Bye.
The opinions expressed in this program are not intended as professional medical advice, as a diagnosis, as a treatment protocol, or as a substitute for professional medical advice from your physician. Please consider your own medical history and consult with your own physician for your specific healthcare and/or medical needs and about your concerns for yourself and your family.